You are listening to Practical and Woo by Mindset and Manifest. My name is Eden, and I invite you to embark on a journey with me to explore the practical and spiritual edges of the unknown for the purpose of allowing you to embody and empower yourself uniquely as you are and to intentionally create and live a life of freedom and fulfillment. Each week, I am going to discuss topics such as energetics, reality creation, manifestation, astrology, tarot, and more to help empower you to live beyond perceived limitations and to practically design your life so it feels like absolute magic every step of the way. Let's dive in. Well, hello, brilliant soul. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love noticing the timing of things, how it works with such perfection and precision. I know it doesn't always feel like that. Sometimes it feels like things aren't happening fast enough, or alternatively, that they're happening too fast. And when you stop to consider for a moment, you begin to take stock of how somehow things unfold exactly as they are designed to. In particular, I want to ask you, have you ever noticed that you received the answer for something somewhere out in your world soon after asking a question, all in perfect timing? Have you ever noticed that your life unfolds in themes and patterns? You might somehow overhear a conversation, pick up a book, listen to a podcast or a seminar, and right there is a message that directly responds to a query that you had in your mind. You begin to wonder if the whole universe is an algorithm, and perhaps you're exactly correct. This sort of thing happens to me frequently. I really began to notice it in academia, where a teacher or a professor would assign a project, which was the question, and quickly answers and insight relating to that project subject would funnel into my world through every possible medium, no less. TV shows, movies, radio interviews, leisure books. Yes, of course, I still researched the project, but I swear that the gems enhancing my work always came from the most unusual sources. In the same vein, I feel this week's episode is coming forward with this sense of divine alignment, and I'm so excited to share it with you. Today, we are exploring card 10 of the Major Arcana, also known as the Wheel of Fortune. And as always, regardless of whether you are particularly interested in tarot, this episode contains layers of wisdom that are applicable both practically and spiritually. So, if you're feeling the call, stick around and let's dive in. The Wheel of Fortune is not just about luck or random bouts of chance. It's about the ever-changing cycles of life, the intricate way that life unfolds one moment to the next, ebbing and flowing like a river leading you to where you're destined to go. It's a reminder that life is always in motion, always evolving. In its domain, our fool has stumbled upon this wheel, equipped with newfound knowledge inherited from the hermit, and our fool is feeling particularly self-assured, ruminating on an idea that they finally understand all there is to know, excitedly walking through their world with an extra pep in their step. And all of a sudden, the fool is met by this object, a wheel, that grabs hold of them and flips them topsy-turvy and upside down. Our fool is left standing on their head, wondering what and why this happened. They realize in this moment that there is still so much for them to know. Somehow, when you reach the climax of something, there is always still so much to know beyond your understanding, always expanding, always evolving. I remember when I first discovered this brand of spirituality. I was 18 years old, and the insight I learned doused me in a feeling of such power that I actually started to become full of myself. I had yet to know the roller coaster ride I was about to be led down, the one that led me here. A thrilling journey filled with numerous twists and turns, heartbreak and breakthroughs. And I would choose it every time in hindsight because it was the experiential understanding of all that has carved me into the version of myself that feels eons different and more like myself than I ever did before. There's a song playing in my mind called Jekyll and Hyde. It's written by singer-songwriter Josh Turk, and it has this very evocative lyric in it that I want to share with you. It's funny how life changes and the road can stray. You wanted to be Abel, but you end up being Cain. As you are growing on your life path, I have an inkling that there have been numerous times where you felt like things were flowing in a particular direction, conforming to what you were hoping would happen or should happen. It might have felt like you were deliciously working yourself through, checking off those boxes of your shoulds list and the things that you should be accomplishing. It really is quite interesting how as soon as you start to feel on top of the world, as soon as you feel like you're doing things right, is the very same moment where sometimes things turn and pivot, which can often feel like the sensation of everything crumbling and crashing down around you. The turning of the wheel, the changing of the tides. The most amazing thing about studying the archetypes of tarot is that where this phenomenon can feel so discombobulating and confusing, exploring the layers of tarot and the Wheel of Fortune in particular serves to provide clarity and answers on how to navigate such change, how to approach it, and to perceive it. In particular, this card is inviting you to contemplate the balance between fate and free will, asking questions like, are we simply subject to the random turns of the wheel, or do we have some agency in shaping our lives? If you're a seasoned listener of Practical and Woo, then you know that my perspective is that free will always reigns and that nothing outside of you can override your power of choice. The nuance of this is that sometimes there are seasons of life that are so divinely orchestrated that you are meant to be led down paths that you didn't otherwise know that you needed. The secret to your agency lies in learning how to flow with the natural unfolding of life while actively choosing the version of yourself who is best and most authentically suited to participate in the co-creation of the reality that you're wanting. In every given moment, you have the power of choice. You can choose to see challenges as opportunities for growth, and you can choose the meaning, the perception, and therefore the action you take and the response that you have towards the events that unfold in your life. We are reminded by the Wheel of Fortune that we are far from powerless. We have the ability to influence the course of our lives through the perceptions we hold and the choices we make. While we may not always be able to see the immediate effects of our actions, we can trust that the wheel is always turning. We can know that we are never destined to be stuck in any experience, and instead we are always in flow and always evolving. I invite you to reflect on the cycles that you experience in your own life. Where have you experienced the ups and downs of the wheel? Where have you felt like you would be stuck in a painful experience and then soon after experienced bliss again? Where did you think you figured everything out only to be met with more questions? How have you responded to the changes that life has brought your way? And how might you navigate the next turn of your wheel with more grace, wisdom, trust, and resilience? Until next time.